Gawr Gura is the most subscribed Vtuber in the world, and among her counterparts in the first generation of hololive has some of the most entertaining lore. Gura comes from the ancient land of Atlantis, a lost underwater city mentioned only in legends. She is over 9,000 years old, but admits that the years started to blur after 5,000, so she now celebrates her birthday on June 20th. The same date that the film Jaws was released. She claims not wanting to return to Atlantis because they apparently do not serve French fries, and Atlantis as a city has been gone for thousands of years, lying only in ruins. Something about seashells. She refers to her species as the Gura shark, but mentions that they might be descendants of the megalodon, great white, or salmon shark, which is also her favorite type of shark outside her own. She doesn't remember how she got the bite mark on her tail, but does say the stitches were added due to her tail being trapped underneath an underwater boulder. But at least her skin doesn't get wrinkly no matter how long she remains in the water. Mori Calliope is the most musical of the hololive bunch, having put out several songs since her debut. She's a Shinigami, or spirit of death, whose purpose is to carry souls of the dead to the afterlife, though she's currently on hiatus while she works for hololive, and has promised not to kill anyone. She's originally from the underworld, but has since moved to Japan after saving up enough money from a waitress job she had been working. Now she inhabits a human body, which to her annoyance requires sleep to function, but is otherwise enjoying her time in the overworld. She carries a scythe on her back that she's able to summon or dismiss at will, and her birthday is on April 4th, referencing the Japanese number for 4, which is a homonym for the word death. It's pronounced she. Takanashi Kiara, the mythical firebird known as the Phoenix, which revives whenever it is killed. She's also reborn into a different dimension with every new life, though recently she has mastered her revival technique, which lets her stay in the same dimension. A power she may have learned to stay near her good friend and Shinigami, Kali. She is potentially the oldest member of hololive, having existed well before humans were on Earth. The belt she wears lets her turn back into a phoenix, as well as helping to keep her hair from igniting whenever she gets angry, and she currently has a debt of 500,000 euros in unpaid fines for accidentally setting off fire alarms. But she still managed to secure funding for her fast food chain called Kiara Fried Phoenix by not telling anyone about the debt. All of her employees are chickens of varying sizes, the largest being 69 meters, which she uses to stomp competing restaurants into the ground. And her employees even get to choose their own salary that they pay to Kiara. It's definitely not a cult. Amelia Watson is the resident time-traveling detective of hololive English. She shares a name with Dr. Watson, the fictional assistant to Sherlock Holmes, and also shares his affinity with medical instruments, as she has been seen with a stethoscope and syringes. Her watch is the source of her time travel, but she has never said anything about the technology behind it, and has implied that she merely borrowed the watch, and that its owner would like it back. This watch also lets her travel to parallel timelines and communicate with other Ames, including Small Ame, which is from the Small Timeline. In fact, it was Small Ame who informed us about how they number timelines when she mentioned that Ame number 69 went crazy due to the lack of boba tea. That's how the number system started, and they go up or down from there. Fun fact, timeline number 1 wasn't the first, but it is the only one that has been destroyed. We still don't know why. Watson is also responsible for Kiryu Coco joining hololive, as she had been asked to travel back in time to shoot her with a Watson concoction dart to ensure Coco fell into hololive HQ. Ninomae Inanis is a servant of beings known only as the Ancient Ones. Having been born into a family blessed by the angels, she was destined to become a priestess using a book she named Ao-chan, which has the title, "This Necronomicon is the Insane Grand Prize." Despite her many tentacles, which taste like Nintendo Switch game cards apparently, she claims to still be human, and is able to control her extra appendages. Though they do require a lot of concentration, so she ends up relying on her hands for most tasks. She celebrates her birthday on May 20th, though we have no idea how old she actually is, and can often be found in the company of small void creatures called takodachis, which often take the shape of an octopus. Her nemesis is Pastina, which seems to be herself from any time in the past, even just 5 minutes ago, and is considered to be a different person, often taking the blame for current Ina's mistakes. She's also a skilled artist, and even made the cover for her friend Callie's debut album.